Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Annalisa and this is Homemade Sunshine. So for this week's video, I'm going to be sharing my 23 ways that I am saving money in 2023. So I am a full-time homemaker. I'm 25 years old and I live in East Tennessee with my wonderful husband and our cat, who, if you've watched my other videos, you have seen that cat. If I didn't have the door closed to this room right now, she'd probably be like right up here with me trying to get in the video. But saving money is very important no matter what phase or stage of your life that you're at, whether you're a homemaker or you work full-time. There's always ways to save money, and I have 23 tips for you guys. So the first one is, I have a little notebook written down with all of my ideas here. So first, use it up, wear it out, make do or do without. So this is a great phrase to live by, keep it etched on your heart, and remember it always. Use it up, as in use up what you already have. I use this with like cleaning products. Like, before I buy anything new, use up what I've already got, even if it's not maybe my favorite thing ever. Unless it's just like absolutely garbage, I'm gonna keep using it. I've changed shower cleaners. The brand I used at first, it wasn't great, it was okay, and I found another brand that I like better, but I'm not gonna waste the money that I had on the ones that aren't as good, because it still gets it clean, just not my favorite thing to use ever. So use it up, wear it out, as in wear it out until it's completely done with when it comes to such things as like cleaning rags or your socks, all sorts of things. Don't just keep sometimes buying new stuff just to buy new stuff. Use up what you've already got until it's just absolutely gone. Make do. Sometimes you might think that there's something that's really lovely and new and fancy that you could get and have, and it's going to improve your life greatly. The answer is it's probably not going to. It's probably not going to make your life like a million times better. So make do with the things that you already have. And for something that's going to be like a new household or kitchen tool, I will see if I can make do with anything that I already have in my home before I go out and purchase a new kitchen tool or product. And then do without. Look, you've made it however many years living on your own as an adult without the product. Do you really need it now? I mean, you can splurge on things, you know, depending on where you're at in your life. But like I said, I'm 25 years old. We bought our first house this year. We're gonna make do or do without on certain things that we don't need right now. Next is avoid what I call money trap stores and stay home. Money trap stores to me are places like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Ross, those sorts of stores where you don't have to go to them. Like Walmart, I mean, if that's your grocery store, you've got to go to Walmart and get your groceries or get toilet paper or whatever. There's nothing that you have to have at Ross or Marshall's or TJ Maxx unless you're like needing a new pair of socks or something like that. And then, or if you have a gift card, I don't count that. If you've got a gift card, then, you know, of course, go hog wild, spend your gift card. But even stores like Target, which I know people, I don't really understand it, but I know people go to Target for things that they need. I haven't been to a Target in forever, because I feel like, why would I go there when I could just go to Walmart and get mostly the same things or same items? Because I feel like Target is a lot more. Plus, they've got money trap items such as the clothing department and home wares and all of those sorts of things. So if you just don't go into these stores, you're not going to spend any money. If you don't go into Marshall's, you're not going to see that there's a new throw that you really like, or there's a new pillow, or there's a new pair of athletic leggings or a pair of shoes. You won't know about it. And especially stores like Marshall's and TJ Maxx, you have no idea what they're going to have in the first place. So it's not like you're going there knowing what you're going to find necessarily. So next is, if you do want to shop, then yard sales and thrift stores are going to be your best bet. If you just enjoy shopping, you enjoy having new things, those are going to be your best bet. Now, it's not really yard sale season yet as I'm filming this. Some places have yard sales all year long. I think Florida does. Tennessee, we don't have yard sales all year long. It really is like March through October, depending on weather. And like in the early spring and in early fall, it's very heavily dependent on the weather. If it's gonna be freezing cold, nobody's gonna have a yard sale. So if you wanna scratch that shopping itch, that is the way to do it. And you can find really great stuff. I have not gotten to yard sale in my new area yet, so I am hoping to maybe have some yard sale content this summer. Next is to take grocery shopping seriously. Take it like a job. It's the biggest amount of money that you're probably like going to the store and spending money on each week. Not including like your rent or other stuff like that. It's of course higher, but that's a set like amount. Your rent or your mortgage is pretty much set. And most of your utilities, there's small ways you could cut back, but you're probably not going to save like, you know, a ton of money on that just by making simple swaps. So shop the circular. Kroger, where I go to shop, which if you guys watch my Kroger clearance haul videos, you'll know that. They have, you know, special sales each week, and I know generally what I pay for things to know if it's a good deal. Like this past week, they had blackberries. You could get 5 cartons, and they were $1.49 each. That was a really good deal. They're normally like $2.50. So I knew that was a good deal. I knew that was the week to stock up and get some. Also do e-coupons. I know a lot of grocery stores are doing e-coupons now. That is a great extra way to save. If you have Kroger, a lot of the times the e-coupons, pretty much every time I've ever done it, e-coupons will stack on top of clearance marked merchandise. So like if there was $1 off coupon for a toothpaste that was marked down on clearance $1.49, you'd only pay 49 cents. So also looked for reduced items. Maybe try a grocery store in your area that's like a scratch and dent, less expensive kind of grocery store. I've seen in our areas, well, areas that I've lived in, Save More is one. I've never actually been in there. Go Grocery is another one. And then of course, if you have a Kroger or Kroger affiliated store, they reduce items all the time. And then rebate apps. If you've not been using rebate apps, I would start. I use Ibotta and I use Fetch Rewards. Ibotta is good and bad in certain ways. Fetch is nice because you can upload any receipt and if they have special deals, which will give you even more points, but basically any receipt will give you at least 25 points, which you can then exchange for gift cards. Ibotta is a little bit more tricky. You have to like have bought certain items, but if you shop at Walmart regularly, Ibotta is really good for Walmart. So just throwing that out there. Next, when thrifting and yard selling, going to those sort of places, look for gifts. Christmas comes every year. The people you buy birthday gifts for, their birthdays come every single year. So look for those sort of things at yard sales, or also look for those gifts on seasonal clearances, such as recently, which he's not going to see this, so I can mention it, a pair of like men's fuzzy socks, which are really hard to find. They're like the cabin socks that they're like a knit on the outside, but they're fuzzy on the inside. I recently picked up a pair at Walmart for like $1 something that were 90% off, left over from after Christmas clearance, which when I'm filming this, we're almost at Valentine's Day, and these were just like randomly on a shelf in women's lingerie. But I scanned it with my Walmart app, saw that it was only gonna be like $1.30, and I put it in a tub in my attic to give him for next Christmas. I found an ornament for my mom this past Christmas at a yard sale for $1, like new in the box. What else have I gotten for people? I've gotten people new with tags, like a hand-painted stocking at a yard sale, at a thrift store. That was really nice. I've gotten new with tags clothing for people as gifts. So Christmas and all those sort of things, they're gonna come every year. And depending on your family, my immediate family, we don't mind doing secondhand gifts. I gave my brother a used jacket that I washed, cleaned up. It had some spots on it, got them all out. And it was like, I don't know, like $100, I think, new. And I paid like 70 cents, maybe 50 cents. So I couldn't have afforded to get him that $100 jacket and gotten him anything else. But with buying it at 50 cents, I'm able to get him other things on top of that. So next is to shop your own home first for decor. So this is kind of more for people who have been, you know, on their own or for longer. If you're newly married or newly out of the house, it's kind of harder to shop your own home for decor. But something my mom and I do, if you have similar styles with a family member, you can say, before you declutter that, ask me for it, because my mom and I always do that. So like, she might be getting rid of a basket she doesn't need, like we were talking about this week, and I needed a basket to keep my excess yarn in. So I already had one basket, it wasn't my favorite, and hers is gonna work better, so we're gonna trade that out. That's a good way. Exchange decor amongst other people or shop your own. Sometimes I'll put away something for a year and then just pull it back out and be like, oh, actually I have a perfect place for this and I'm gonna put this out here. Next is totally off the topic of shopping, but take your own trash. If you, depending on where you live, I know South Carolina does this, in Tennessee, in our area, in the area we lived in previously in East Tennessee, both do this. We do not live within a city limits, so we do not get city trash pickup, and we don't even have an option for trash pickup. But some places, like where my parents live, you can pay a service to come and take your trash. If you have a free way to dump trash, I would do that. Just once a week, take your trash, especially if you have a truck. It's so much, it's just another thing that you won't be paying the expense for. We have what's called like convenience centers, which is places where you can go. It's not like the dump, but it's places that have dumpsters where you can take all sorts of various trash, and different ones take different things. Some take glass, some take tires or building scrap materials, large household appliances at some of them. So just something to keep in your mind. If you're currently paying for trash pickup, try to look, is there a way that you can take your trash instead to a dump or something like that for free? Also, if you have not canceled TV, I would. We've never had cable the entire time I've been married. I don't see a need for it. Mostly my husband and I watch YouTube for our entertainment. And if you have a local library, you can rent DVDs from them. So if you have something that can play a DVD, you can just go rent a movie that way. If you've got little kids, what a fun way to like almost recreate your Blockbuster experience that you had as a kid, by like taking your kids to the library and letting them pick out a movie. And getting popcorn and maybe going to Dollar Tree, I think, sells like the movie candy boxes. Let them pick out a movie candy, get some popcorn, and voila, you've recreated your childhood Blockbuster experience for your kids, instead of just scrolling on a streaming service and looking for it that way. Just makes it a little bit more special. Next is shop after season sales for seasonal decor. I've never bought full price decor. Except for one thing. I do, my mom and I have collected the Willow Tree Nativity set. We would give each other a piece as a Christmas gift every year. We basically finished the entire set at this point, so I don't think we're gonna keep doing that. But that, and we were gifted a new tree. But other than that, I cannot think of another time that I have bought. I don't think I have. I've not bought full price Christmas decor or any other seasonal decor ever. Let me throw that pen. Thrift stores are literally busting at the gills with Christmas stuff, Easter stuff, Valentine's Day, fall stuff, all the time. So there really is no need to buy it full price. Or department stores or other places will have it on sale after the season. Even if you're somebody who collects something like Jim Shore, because my mom and I both really like Jim Shore. It's very expensive. My mom has gone to Dillard's. They do like an after Christmas sale where it's half off, and you can get Jim Shore Christmas half off that way. And if you look on the secondhand market, Jim Shore sells like really, like it would be a better deal to buy it at Dillard's half off than it would be to go online and try to find it like on eBay. So, or go to Hobby Lobby does 90% off Christmas. Walmart does. Walmart, I don't know, the past few years it's been hard to get stuff that cheap. I know Target does. I don't live conveniently close to a Target, so I don't shop their seasonal sales. I mostly do Hobby Lobby and I do Walmart some. Walmart, I get more like the weird stuff like Christmas pajamas and that sort of thing. Not so much like the heavy like regular decor. But next is utilize gas points. If you have a grocery store that does a gas points program, utilize that. Kroger, at least in our area, I can't speak for everybody, does 4 times the fuel points if you do your grocery shopping on Fridays. So guess when I mostly do my grocery shopping? Fridays. That's the easiest way to do it. You get a lot more fuel points. The past few months, I've had almost $1 off earned every single month off of gas, which is amazing. I mean, that's a great way to help save money right there just by picking one grocery store over another. So, great way to do that. Next is plan free dates and cheap outings. So really get to know your area, follow places on Instagram or on Facebook, go in little areas near you. I say within an hour is good for a day trip, hour and a half maybe, depending on how much you're willing to drive, to plan for your cheap dates. There are always national parks, state parks, a lot of the state parks here in Tennessee. There's one in Bristol, Tennessee that's like, I think like $3 or $5 to get into, and they have like a splash pad and like all sorts of stuff. There's a nature center, I think, that costs like $5 to get into, and they have like, I mean, at nature center they have animals outside, there's a lake. There's a ton of places in all through East Tennessee, in Knoxville area, the Tri-Cities area, Chattanooga, all of those places that have free or really inexpensive, and by inexpensive I mean it's less than $10 to get in. If it's less than $10, that's great. Pack your own picnic lunch, that's a wonderful way to do it. Enjoy time outdoors. A lot of places will have free days of the week for museums. There's a museum in Knoxville, which I feel like it, don't quote me, but it might be the Museum of Appalachian History, is free one day of the week. I don't remember which day. I'm pretty sure it's that one. But museums and places will have free days of the week. So you just have to look online, see what's out there. I know in Chattanooga they have like a thing, I can't remember what day. It's like one day of the month after a certain amount of time. Like the art museum, I think, is like free or costs like $1 or something to get in. Another great thing, there's always fun, cheap, free things to do. It's easier when it's warm than it is right now, but just because a date does not have to be going to dinner and a movie, which is going to end up costing, I don't even know how much a movie is anymore. Isn't it like 20 bucks for 2 people at least without snacks? And dinner is probably going to be, if it's a really nice dinner, probably about $40. So 40, you're at least 60 up to $100 for a nice day. Or you can go to a nice state park, even if there's an entrance fee, you know, just a small entrance fee. Plan as part of your meal plan to pack a picnic, have that all laid out, and just enjoy the fresh outdoor air and spending time outside. Next is to minimize your cleaning products. So make do or do without that part. Don't just declutter cleaning products unless they're just absolutely cruddy, but don't have like a million cleaning products. When you go to the grocery store or other like Walmart or whatever place you go to, there's always like 75,000 cleaning products, and you always think they're going to be a miracle worker. They're not. There is no miracle worker cleaner, I don't feel like. Except I do really like magic erasers, I have to say. Like when it comes to getting scuffs off of like furniture and stuff, I do love a magic eraser. So that's the only one that I'm like amazed with. But you don't need to have a specific cleaner for like every single different thing. Just have your basic, you know, multi-surface cleaner. If you want to use a specific bathroom cleaner, you can. I always keep something that has bleach in it on hand, just in case. You never know when you're going to need bleach for something. I hardly ever use it, but at least once a year there's probably something where like somebody gets really, really sick and you're like, we've got to bleach this bathroom. So you just never know. Or you've got to like wash your pet in the tub because they've gotten into something outside and you might want to bleach it afterwards. So next, if you're going to be out of the house, bring a drink and bring a snack. The past 2 places that I have lived, here and where I lived before, I am 30 to 45 minutes away from most stuff that I need to go to. Not everything, but a lot of stuff that I need to go to. So I always bring a drink, always bring a water, and bring a snack. And a snack can be anything. You can bring peanut butter crackers, you can bring muffins. I've made and frozen small muffins in my freezer, and I'll just put 2 of those in a like a Rubbermaid container and just take them with me. So chips, banana, I don't even care if it's that healthy. Just bring something. Like anything is better than nothing. Nuts, protein bar, just depends on what you like. It will save you having to go through a fast food place and pick up stuff, because man, fast food places have gotten expensive. The day we moved, we had to go get breakfast out because everything was packed. It was like the morning we were moving out of our rental, and we went to McDonald's, and I could not believe how much it cost to get like 2 drinks, 2 breakfast sandwiches, and like 2 sides. It was crazy. I don't remember how much it was, but I remember I was like flabbergasted at how expensive it's gotten for just something that's like not that great. It cost as much to go there as it would have for us to go to like a nice sit-down diner in that town that we were in, because we'd done that before, and I was like, this is the same price, and at least there I would have gotten like, you know, hash browns, bacon, a tea, eggs, probably some toast. Like, I would have gotten a big breakfast for that price. So, next is stock up on things when they are on sale at the store. So because I shop Kroger clearance, a lot of the times we'll have like, they'll mark down one item, but it'll be a 30 of that item. And you might think, well, I only need one. Look at the dates, see how far it goes out, and think about how often do you use that. We got a bunch of Jiffy baking mix, which is supposed to be like, it's just like a waffle pancake mix sort of a thing that you scoop out and make waffles with. It was really cheap, and I just thought about how often do we go through this, and how many can we use before the date, which the date's sometime in the fall, like late fall of this year, and buy a bunch. We had a bunch of chocolate chips go on sale after Christmas, and most of them, one kind went bad like maybe like this next Christmas time, and the other one didn't go bad until like 2024 sometime. So stock up on a good amount of those, because they were, I think, 99 cents, and these were like the fancy chocolate chips. These were like Ghirardelli, like not like the store brand. So these were like fancy chocolate chips. So stock up when you can on things like that. Next is use less paper towels, use more hand towels instead. Y'all, paper towels are expensive. I try to only use paper towels for things that are really, really gross. I would rather use a reusable towel. We've got plenty of them. Buying washcloths are really inexpensive. Go to Walmart, buy a huge pack of washcloths, or go on Amazon and buy a huge pack. Just use them up, wash them, put them away. I've seen some people do like unpaper towels, which I've not done this, and they'll keep them in like a big container beside their sink. So you can just like, you know, dry your hands with them and then just put them in the washing machine. You could even keep a second container and put your dirty ones in there. Like if you've got little kids that you don't trust to get them into the laundry room, that's a good way to do it. This goes along with shopping for gifts secondhand. Also shop for gifts not just right before Christmas time. When it comes to getting Christmas gifts, buying them in November, December is one of the worst times to try to get them. There'll be some sales around Black Friday, and then there won't be any. There was no sales hardly leading up to Christmas. Try to shop all year. There was a sale recently at Kohl's where it was extra half off of clearance. I got some good stuff for future birthdays and Christmas at that time. So just keep in your head, or you can write a list of everybody that you normally buy Christmas gifts in your phone, and then just write as you pick up stuff what you've gotten for each of those people. And then you'll say like, oh, they're done. Like I've gotten them all the things that they need, and then you can just mark them off your list. That's why it's so great that we have these handy dandy phones just in our pocket to keep lists. Next is to work out from home. I do not have a gym membership. I don't plan on getting one anytime soon. It can be nice, and if you have the money to do so, and if you're going to use it, it can be great. You know, you have the childcare. When we lived in Virginia Beach, all of our YMCA's had like really nice pools and splash pads for the kids, and I can understand, like, you can go work out, you can take your kid, you can come to the pool and have pool days with your kids instead of paying to go to a pool. So I totally understand having one, but if you're not going to use it, and if you're just getting into working out, I feel like it would be better to just get yourself in the habit of doing home workouts before you decide to pay the expense to go to work out. Now, if having a gym membership is going to make you work out, then you should do it. That'll be great, because it's better for your, the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So if you're doing preventative things to keep you healthy, and that's one of them, that's great. 3 people I like on YouTube, I love Denise Austin, especially if you're coming back from an injury, or if you are older and trying to get into exercise for the first time. Denise is a really great way to get back into like daily movement. Grow with Jo, I love her. Her personality is infectious. She's got a great attitude, and she's just like a real person. Do you know what I mean? Like she started doing these videos after she had her son, and she was having a really hard time postpartum losing the weight. So she's just like a real person. I hate to say that, but you know, sometimes you look at a fitness person and you're like, I'm nowhere near looking like that. You can see like she documented her journey, and you know, now she does workouts, and it's super good. And then Blogaboti's. I love her. I love her products from Target. One of the only things that probably the last thing I bought at Target were her workout bands, which I really like. So Black Pilates has great workouts. She's definitely more advanced though, so I would bear that in mind. Next is mention things you need to family members because they may have extras, especially if you're a young person. So like this was our first house, just for an example. We have no yard tools. Well, now we do. We have some, but we had nothing. We didn't have shovels. We didn't have rakes because we've never needed them. And then, you know, my grandfather had plenty extra, so he sent us some, and now we have shovels, and now we have a rake. So all of those sort of things, just mention them because you never know who has extras. And a lot of people have extras. Unless you have family members that are just like really on top of their decluttering, they probably do have extra stuff that you might need. So just casually mention it, not to go bother your family members to get stuff for you all the time, but just mention it. You never know what somebody else is going to have. Consider unfollowing people who want you to spend money. In YouTube and Instagram and influencer land, it can be hard because people are, I mean, they're making money doing this, and I cannot knock them for that. And I do like to see what other people are recommending. But if you're somebody who's really easily influenced and it's causing you to spend too much money, you just need to unfollow them. I think the only thing I have ever bought specifically that an influencer suggested was a seasoning, which was seasonal, like Morton's seasonal. And I like it. It's great, but I think that's the only thing that, oh, no, two things. A girl was wearing a beautiful dress, and she said it was from Cracker Barrel, and I waited until it went to really cheap on clearance, and I bought that same dress, and it was worth it. It was cute. I still have it. Love that. So I guess I should say two things, but both were very inexpensive for me to try out. So if you're trying to get out of debt, I would probably just unfollow people who are trying to sell you stuff. Unless you've got a good resolve, but not everybody does. Stop using dryer sheets. My husband still likes using dryer sheets. I don't really get the appeal. Honestly, that doesn't really do anything to me. Think to yourself, is it a need or a want? Can it wait? The answer is probably yes. Like sometimes I'll get tempted by an online sale and I'll scroll and shop for a while and then just put it away and just say, okay, I'll wait till tomorrow. And if you still want to get it tomorrow, then you can consider it, but most of the time I'll have forgotten about it and just keep moving on with my day. Shop clearance, but don't just buy it because it's on clearance. So sometimes when you follow people who are sharing clearance deals, which no hate to them, I love following people who tell me when there's going to be sales because that's how I know about it. But don't just buy things on clearance because they're on sale, because like Hobby Lobby especially is a vortex. When you go for 90% off, you think you need all these things, but you don't necessarily need them. I was really strict on myself for the Christmas sale and only got a few things myself. It's really hard to pass up a whole bunch of stuff, but you also don't want your house to become fully full of junk and clutter. And then also, don't buy alcohol. A lot of people do a dry January. We don't drink alcohol ever. I never have. I'm not ever planning on it. And that's a huge way to save money, also for your health, but mainly for money. I mean, whenever we go out to eat and I see like, which is a few times that we got to eat, and they bring like a drink menu, I'm always so shocked how much a drink costs. Like, just avoid it. If, if you're really trying to save money, I feel like cutting alcohol is a great way to do it. So I've shared 23 great ways to save money in 2023. Now this is not an exhaustive list, and don't feel bad if this is something that you do spend money on. We all have, my mom used to always say, everybody has a set amount of money that they have to spend their money on. Like everybody has a set amount. Some people have a lot and some people have a little, and we have to allocate it the way that we think best. Some people spend more money on their cars. Some people spend a lot of money to live in a nice house and they don't spend a lot of money on clothes. Some people spend a lot on clothes and designer accessories and they don't live in a very nice house. It just depends. Everybody spends money on different things. Some of you will spend a lot of money on travel and then just live in a tiny home. It just is totally different, and whatever you decide that you want to spend money on, it's totally up to you and your family. We're just trying to encourage good stewardship of our resources, you know, the Lord blesses us with, you know, what we were able to earn, and it is our job to steward that money in the best way that we can. So if you have any other money saving tips, leave them down below. If you guys like this kind of video and want more money saving, frugal living sort of things in my content, then give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I will see you guys next time. Bye.